Today we are talking The Testaments, Episode 7. Welcome to Screens in Focus. I'm Diana. Sam is here. Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. And, can't wait. I was telling you before we pressed record here how excited I was about this episode. Like every episode has been so good. And we get to see someone from The Handmaid's Tale back in this episode, which was so exciting. I love when that happens. I wasn't expecting it, so I thought that that was great. But also, we saw how Gilead girls go about recruiting. And that was very revealing and unsettling. And so, our question of the day is, what part of Gilead's perfect life pitch do you think would tempt people most? Okay, because they said some various things that may sound appealing. So I can't wait to get your take on it. Friends out there, think about it because we are going to answer that later on in the episode. So, Daisy. Okay, we learned so much more about Daisy this week and how she got here and Rita's prepping her and seeing things and how she might be tested in that training and how that went and her interrogation with the eyes and the commanders and everything. So what stood out to you about her story?
I was just beyond excited to see like what happened behind the scenes with her being like with Rita and just like being prepared to essentially infiltrate. And we did learn that her real name's Marguerite, and I wonder if we'll hear some commander like later down the line talking about how he lost a daughter who was called that or something. I don't know, because like they said that, that they're always trying to find you. So I'm thinking she might be like a daughter of a commander. And I also thought that even though like I'm so scared for her and I don't think what she's doing is like the best choice, she's also so brave.
Yeah.
I was also really surprised that she had to ask to help. I had assumed that they were recruiting her, that they had her in mind already and like were gonna like propose this to her. And it was more like she proposed it to them. And I think it's like brave, but also I don't think she really understands the consequences of being like a spy. Because she's just too angry to really like think about it, I think. And she's also young too. She's what, like 15 or 16 or something.
Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked the scenes with her and Agnes. I thought they were nice. Like just I just like them hanging out. I think they should be really good friends.
Yeah.
Um, but she made the choice to keep the truth from Agnes about the pipe she found on the beach. And she's kind of like infantilizing her, or she's like protecting her in a way, but it's really just what everyone else is doing to her. Like they are lying to her because they don't think that she can like handle it. We also learned that she hasn't had her period yet.
Right.
So I wonder if we'll get to see that and then she'll become eligible, which would just help her, and her like spy and like her spy stuff. So I think we see in the first or second episode where she goes to like hide the radio.
Yeah.
It's always gone to the bed beside hers.
Yeah.
And do you think she had the like that she thought about it like beforehand and like she purposely put the contraband in like in front of like her neighbor's bed who happens to be Talia to see like if like she did get caught. I'm sure it was part of the training, like if here's this, please don't put it in front of your bed, because like she looked really upset. Obviously everyone was really upset while all that was going
Yeah.
down, but like is that gonna like weigh on her? How's she gonna feel about that? Will we ever find out about like what happened to Talia? I hope so. I mean, we can assume the worst, but
I know.
um,
Well, it makes me wonder if maybe she didn't purposely put it there, but maybe that was the only board she could find to pull to put. Because sometimes you change where something might be because how easily it can get in and out. Because I'm sure she wouldn't have wanted another Pearl girl to get in trouble for her actions. So I don't know that that would have been her primary reason to put it there, but I mean, who knows? Who knows what? Or maybe that's where it was. Maybe could someone else have been doing it ahead of time? And I don't know, but how would she know that though, right? Like, how would she know that? So
Yeah.
it's hard
Maybe it's Aunt
to,
Esty.
oh,
I'm still
yeah,
convinced that
of course.
Aunt Esty is the spy.
Yes. Yes, I agree. You had said maybe her father's a commander, but they said her parents were dead. But of course, that could be false, right? So are
Well,
they
her
just,
parents could still be dead and she could have been given to a commander.
oh,
Or
okay,
or
given to
like,
a
yeah,
commander.
yeah, or
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
like she's not a handmaid, 'cause I feel like they would have like talked about that and like told her that you're the daughter of a handmaid. Because they talk about it with Agnes.
I know. I want to know what that's going to be, right? Because they've changed what it's like in the book. Even though again, we don't know the book, we just know that in the book she is supposed to be Nicole,
Hmm.
which is June's.
It's so sad that they just couldn't like figure a way to work
I
that out because
know.
it's perfect. Like, you don't have to, there's no speculation about who she's supposed to be. You can
Right.
just, because I feel like that's partially maybe what, like, at least what I'm like paying attention to is like, who are her parents? I'm trying to figure it out. And it's
Yeah.
not like it's taking anything away from me or the story, but I could be focusing on other things, more
Yeah.
important things.
Yeah. I thought I actually still love, and I noticed this earlier on and it's still happening, but Daisy has a humor that is grounding her. And I love it because she talks about when anyone tells you to be nervous, then you should be nervous. And she says, I wish I had learned how to kill somebody with my thumbs, which was hilarious because she had asked Rita, am I going to get to learn how to kill someone with my thumbs? And Rita's all, no, just follow the rules and you'll be safe. And then later on, she's like, when she's being interrogated, she'll, damn, I wish I had learned how to kill somebody with my thumbs. I thought that was
Hmm.
so funny. And she'll say things like that periodically, like the McDonald's statement she said. So I love when she inserts her humor in this because I love seeing that about her. It just makes her feel relatable. And so, and also I think it helps her, without becoming overwhelmed with so much. I thought that the training with seeing Rita and what she was, it was so good to see Rita, by the way. It was, like I said, I didn't really even realize how much I appreciated Rita until we see her again. And I just thought everything that she was teaching her was so smart. And she was saying all the right things and like, hey, don't discount those Gilead girls. They're smarter than you think they are. They've been vigilant all this time. So don't get yourself killed by thinking that. Daisy kind of, okay, got shocked into to understanding that, but also how brave she was, which I think you mentioned how brave she is. And because here she has to put all her training to the test and she kept it like she was good. She didn't look all nervous or, I mean, sure, she did a little bit, but not where it was evident to other people. It's just we knew how nervous she was. But when she came out, that's when she was like basically hyperventilating when Agnes, reaches out to her and they have that conversation. But I just thought she's so strong. And just also, even with the Gilead girls, how well she was acting a part there too. And I did also love seeing Daisy's growing kindness and empathy, especially with Agnes in this. I think one of the scary things that for me, for Daisy, and even though I knew it wasn't, and nothing bad was going to happen because it was a flashback, so we knew that she's fine because of now. I thought that handoff to the eyes from the Gilead girls when they were driving her at the very end, I thought that felt so scary because she's like, "Wait, you're not coming with me?" And the girls are all, "No." I mean, thank goodness it was Garth and another guy, but I just thought, can you imagine? This is how maybe human trafficking works, right? It's like you get like sucked into something and then they just send you off with people and then you get transported to God. I mean, who knows where the people are going to take you? It felt like so scary to me that moment, even though again, we knew she was going to be okay. wow, this happens to people, even if they're cults, right? Right. People tell you something and then they cart you off into some van and there you go. And you just have no control. And I just thought that moment was really scary. I really want to talk about Agnes because we definitely see a shift in her, even if it's subtle. And her disappointment over the match felt huge. And it feels like something inside of her is creeping in. So, what did you think of Agnes this week?
So I think I'm starting to realize that she's more aware than people like will give her the credit for. And I feel like she could tell that things were being kept from her when she was talking to Daisy and when she has like the stuff from like the beach and the garden, like she kind of gets like she like snaps at her and she's like, you don't think I can like handle it or something. Uh and Daisy insulted her by saying you don't even have to have a personality. Like, Daisy, do you hear yourself, girl? Like, that's so offensive. Like,
Yeah.
poor Agnes. Like, she's been taught, like, it's easy for someone, like, outside of everything to, like, make a judgment call like that, I think. But, like, to her, that's probably, like, incredible. Well, like, it obviously is insulting, but she's like, I'm just doing what I'm being told to do. Um, and I was shocked that the one commander, I don't remember which one it was, but he seemed to have an issue with Agnes being the daughter of a handmaid. And I don't know if that's because of like who the handmaid is, because she's this like rebellious person, and they probably think like, oh, they're passing this down from genes and stuff like that. So like we don't really want that in the family. Is there like a tainted bloodline? Um, and then I thought it was like she was really like disappointed when she didn't see like
Yeah.
like that she didn't have that Garth wasn't like a match for her. It's like, girl, I mean, but that's all like I feel like she's a teenager and that's very much like a normal teenager thing to think is like,
Right.
no, he's my crush, I'll end up with him.
Yeah.
Um and I think she's a very like curious person. So Daisy makes a comment about the pipe. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't understand. Can you please explain to me?" And I feel like that could be like a sign of like rebellion with her because like they don't like when you ask questions. It's a whole thing. You don't question anything. You just go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then she had all those meetings with like her potential like husbands with the commanders and like I don't do you think that what she said to like Commander Weston was on purpose that she meant to offend him? Did see I didn't. I thought I knew that she meant to offend um
Paula.
Paula because she was
Yeah.
like the love of my mother, which that's not her.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, man. Like you're playing a dangerous kind of game there. Like you don't really understand what the forces that you're messing with, and like Paula's vindictive.
Yeah. I
Don't trust
don't,
Paula.
yeah, not at all. But I don't know she was I don't know what her intention was, but I feel like she was trying to she knew it was going to have a reaction. I don't know that she knew what it was going to be. I mean, he could have taken that like a lot harder. I think Paula was the one more affected by it. I think she knew what she was doing, but I don't think that she was purposely trying to hurt him. I think she just wanted to, I don't know, rebel, and just whatever comes from that, comes from it. I don't know. I think maybe she's trying to push everybody away, and she's like, well, I have to just be matched with Garth because I've offended everybody else, and it's not going to work. Okay, seeing her rebellion, her slight rebellion, it's kind of fun to watch it in a way because even with the cigarette, because she goes out there and she picks it up and she puts it to her lips and has a moment with that. So now we're starting to see different inklings of what she's doing. I think all of them kind of do that in a way. So to a certain extent, they've all been, well, not all. I shouldn't say that. I don't know about Hulda because she's like wholeheartedly into what she's doing, but
That's sweet angel.
yeah, but all the rest have been, there's inklings of it. We talked about it last episode or the episode before. Yes, they're conditioned. Yes, they're only exposed to so much, but there's so much innate in you. There's curiosity and there's wants and needs and choices. And I think you can keep it down for so long. And sometimes you can just keep it down entirely and just put on a facade or become a different person. But some of people, it's just too hard to do. and it just leaks out. And I think that's what's happening with her. Plus, again, she did have however many years she did with June and Luke growing up. So I'm sure there's some things there that are going to come. I think as we only have what, 3 more episodes to go? Yeah, to go 8, 9, 10. So I'm just hoping to see more. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I also
But
can
go ahead.
just
Go
real
ahead.
quickly. So
Yeah.
I also think too, because most of these girls, the ones that we're seeing, are very privileged. They have all the time in the world to focus on like anything that they want because they don't like, yeah, they have to go to school, they have to do this and that, but I feel like they don't have to worry about like where the meal's going to come from, where are my clothes.
Yeah.
They just get to kind of like, and I think that's going to come up more when you don't have to worry about like anything else, like
Yeah.
they have plenty to worry about, but not like anything that would prevent them from being able to be like successful in life.
Well, that has me, sorry, as you were talking, my wheels were turning because it makes me think about what Paula says to Agnes about she says 2 different things to her. She says, God has smiled upon you. Basically, you have these 3 matches that are really good in her mind. They're really good choices. And she says, you'll live a comfortable life. Like that's the ultimate, that you live a comfortable life. Nothing else, just that you're going to live comfortably. You, for a lot of people, that is enough, right? That is what they want. They don't want to suffer or work or whatever it might be, but other people don't. Other people want more. So that's what I'm saying. It depends on what type of person you are. There are some people who could live in this world and be fine with it, and there are others that you're killing, like June. Because I would be like June. I'm sorry, I have a lot of hopes and wants and dreams, and want choice, and I want freedom. I want all of that, even if it comes with some things that are unpleasant. That we're going to continue to talk about, because that kind of leads into our question of the day, right? It's like it's these, what we see in these different type of life and what that entails, because just like what um, Agnes found, that pipe, Daisy knows the truth about it, right? And the truth about it is not a good one for people, right? But so it depends on how you look at it, right? Because with Daisy, she might say, well, that's awful. Just like when I'm sorry, I'm already leading into the relationship between Daisy and Agnes and the conversation that they have, and which we're going to get into. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. Um, Let me see. How do I want to, because I still want to talk a minute about Agnes and Becca. Okay, so we're going to get into Agnes and Daisy in a minute, but I do want to mention Agnes and Becca. And I thought that was a really important conversation between those two, because I felt like Becca was being emotionally honest. And she says, I don't want any of this. And how Agnes says, I'm not mad at you. But then she says, but don't marry him. Don't marry him, because that's going to ruin everything. Which I think that might end up happening. I don't know what her parents are going to choose, but I'm almost hoping that that does happen, because I want Becca to be safe.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't want her with the guy that tried to get her drunk.
Yes,
The
he's
other guy seemed,
awful.
yeah, no thank you.
He's
Yeah,
awful.
yeah.
So they haven't even showed that. So I have a feeling that's not going to happen, because maybe or maybe not, it would be a good place. I have no idea, because they haven't shown it yet to us
The
yet. So
colonies? I mean,
yeah.
that's where all the people, it's like where they send like the like unwomen and they have to go and it's like like the colonies are like
Have we seen it?
mhm. Oh yeah. So I think they sent Emily there, Janine was there.
Oh,
It's where
okay.
they like, yeah, it
And
was
the
where
other,
like everyone
okay.
was really sick, I think. I think that's
Oh,
the
okay.
colonies.
You're probably right, but I was having tunnel vision. I was just thinking this series and where we have seen it. So okay, that makes sense. Okay. And then with Agnes and Garth, which we'll get into a little bit more too, but there's something shifting there too between those two, and I felt like their interaction felt different than what we've experienced before, which was kind of cool. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. I thought he was just doing his job, staying focused, but I feel like there's feelings there that I didn't realize were there. So that was kind of that was nice to see, but heartbreaking too, because they both have to, everybody has to pretend. Well, most people do. Some people are, some of the men are just like, oh, this is my life. This is exactly everything that I wanted. Okay. So I already started talking a little bit about Agnes and Daisy, but this episode reminded us that the relationships are revealing what systems can't control, which is real feelings, and things are getting complicated between so many of the characters. So, what struck you in this episode?
So you were just talking about like how Garth and Agnes had an interaction, and I definitely thought he was a little too flirty with her and teasing her about the cigarette, which I love because I think they're cute together, but like that's not gonna that's not gonna bode well, my guy. Like you're flirting with your boss's daughter. Like you're not a commander yet. You should be careful. Um, Paula, like she admits this episode that she used to be, I'm sorry, a friggin' therapist?
Same thing. I'm like, what?
Ma'am, were you the worst one? Did you just
Yeah,
study on how to be a bee? 'Cause like,
right. Yeah.
no, you were so mean to like the person you're supposed to love, like your daughter. She was so mad at her for the comment with Commander Weston, and guess I get it, but like he didn't seem that upset. Um, I did not like her talking to Agnes like at the end because she is a therapist, she knows exactly how to like probably like how to say like things that are gonna like, hurt Agnes. She's probably gonna like think about those, like those words. And she calls her like she basically like refers to her as being like a wild stallion. No, the best
Oh,
ones don't want to be, you don't want to
yeah.
tame
Tamed.
a tame
Yeah.
one now. You want to tame it. Um, but I just want to know, where was she before she married Commander Mackenzie? Because she's not his first wife. Like we see
Yeah.
flashbacks because was her name Tabitha? She passed away, so this is like his second wife. What was she doing? Did she kill her ex-husband? Maybe, I don't know. Um, and then I was just thinking about like just like the whole like the marriage matching process with like the aunts and with Lydia, and how they do it like a DNA test to make sure that all the girls aren't being paired, or that the girls aren't being paired with a person who's related to them. Will
Right.
that come back in some way to like haunt us? Because like if she gets her period, they'll be forced to cross reference her DNA with any like unmatched commander, which could be a dangerous thing for two reasons. One, it might out her as like maybe because they know, say she was the daughter of like an old commander or something, and they like look at him and they're like, wait a second, this is her dad. We put that baby there, and it might just like blow up her spot. The other one was, I think it'll just make her do something she probably doesn't really want to do, which is marry an old guy.
Yeah.
Um, and the Pearl girls who are out recruiting, like, they made me so mad because they're just preying and they're taking advantage
Yes.
of the disenfranchised,
Yeah.
and they know that those people don't have any other choice, and that's what cults do. There's no like tie. You don't have to worry about it. There's not going to be consequences. You're not going to do anything. But like, yeah, they are, because you're giving them what they want and what they need, and
Yes.
they'll do anything for that after. And I'm very, very, very curious. How did they get led back to the Pearl Girl dorm? Like I know that there was a radio, or do you think it has something to do with like any
Oh,
intel that like maybe it was like the chocolate or something? Because I don't know how they were able to figure out that
realizing
they had.
something happened.
Hmm. Yeah, and that like the intel or whatever was coming from the dorm.
Yeah. How would they know? Right. How is it that Daisy's getting her radio connections? Is it, remember when I asked you, is it a record? It can't be a recording. It has to be live, right? I mean, how is she getting the transmissions? Because that's what I was thinking, that maybe the transmission was being tracked somehow.
It's a radio, so I
A
think
radio, yeah. See, I
yeah, so
thought
she
it was
just
a Walkman or something. That's what I thought. But I thought, see, I thought somebody was taping something and putting it in there. Maybe that's why that's the location. Like I thought somebody was taping something, putting it in there. She was listening to what they taped. Or is it a constant radio transmission. I have no idea what it is.
I just assumed it was just like that it was just like a live radio. They know that like at a certain time it
Go,
starts
yeah,
at
yeah,
whatever, and then so
yeah.
they have like a radar or some way to figure out like
Yeah.
where the radio like thing's coming
Well,
from.
and if that's the case, which is what I was thinking in this instance, then maybe those signals are being picked up somewhere. Like someone else is like trying to find the right frequency. And that's what I was thinking, that's why they located. They're like, hey, a frequency is coming out of this place. So there has to be a radio. So let's go find out where it's at. And that's why they went searching all over the place. And that's when they found it. So that would make the most sense, right? And you're right, because they probably say, okay, midnight or at 1 o'clock every whatever, we're be sure to listen because we're going to be talking about this or giving you updates or telling you what's happening. Oh my God, it's so scary. It's so like, oh, secretive. It's a good way to convey information. Oh, I thought that interrogation though was pretty scary. I was like so scared for Daisy when she had to go through it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then in that flashback, we learn about Weston, which I did not pick up on my first watch. I only picked up on the second watch that Weston was a crypto guy before being a commander. That was his profession, and that he has a rap sheet of domestic violence. I'm like, what? No. Oh my God. So Agnes could end up with a guy who has domestic violence and not just once, multiple times. Maybe that's why his wife died. And he only cared about his child. When he brings it up, he's all, oh, that was the worst day of my life. I lost my child. Are you freaking kidding me?
I feel like
What about
that's like a
wife?
common thing though. Like in Gilead, like most of those men probably don't care about their wives too much.
Do you think not? Do you think they don't care about their wives at all?
I don't think at all, but I think they care more about like kids or like
Well,
yeah, because
he does.
because I feel like a lot of the commanders are like that type of guy where they're
Yeah.
all, oh, I'm a finance bro. I did this, I did that. Like, yeah, they're not all good. Mhm.
Weston looks like that type too, like
I
power,
know
like,
he
you
does.
know? It's like, oh my gosh, I feel so scared for Agnes because they're probably going to pick him because he comes off very polished, right? I mean, if you didn't know any better, he looked like he's pretty decent. I mean, he talks respectfully because he did that with Daisy. He did that with Aunt Vidala, which I was curious about what you thought about Aunt Vidala in this episode. What did you think about her in this episode?
I don't know. Like
Don't know either.
I definitely think she. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how she can continue to support like anyone who like tried to was going to kill her. Like we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but I'm still hanging on to that. Like I don't know. She may maybe Aunt Vidal is a spy. I'm making everybody a spy, but
I
maybe Aunt
know.
Vidal is a
I
spy
thought
because
the
I feel like
same thing
she's
for
like
a
I
minute
gotta
too. Yeah.
yeah. And it
Yeah.
like makes me sad that she looked really upset about them taking Talia. Like she wasn't happy about it and she didn't really like Commander Weston even like being there. And he was all like, "Oh, you gonna stop us from doing our jobs?" Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go get I'm gonna go get like Aunt Lydia who can handle you. I don't want to deal with you. And I wonder why he wants to, because he's the one who wants to make her the like he wants to start to phase out Aunt Lydia, or was that
No,
Commander
that was
Judd? Was
Commander
that
Judd.
Judd?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, she's hard to read though. Like I don't know. You're
She is
right.
hard to read. I thought this, that's why I'm asking you what you think, because I'm like, I can't read her because at first she's like, oh, let's hold up, let's do this. But then she ends up following the rules. So then you're not sure because even after they took Talia, she says something to the effect of
Like by
this.
his hand or
Yes,
something.
exactly. So I'm like, but then of course, half the time they say that because even Daisy will say that after something happens, right? Because she knows what to say. But at least with Daisy, we can see that she's like saying it, and then she's like, and then we hear her narration or her voiceover, like, whatever it might be. So, but with Aunt Vidala, it's so hard to tell where she really is. I think just like anybody, she cares for them, but then she's got to do her job, right? Because
Yeah.
she's got to survive. So this is her job. This is what she's going to do. But man, I kind of like that we can't read her yet because we're not sure. We're like, how do we feel about her? Because I don't even know if I like her, if I don't like her yet. I'm like, I don't know about you yet. So I haven't made my decision about you.
I just know
But
that if I were in her position and I almost got like killed by like an old coworker who now is the head honcho, definitely
yeah,
would be like, "Hey, do you need help with anything? Hey, I'm a good spy.
yeah.
Hey, I'm really up there. Like, let me help out."
I also uh, thought that Garth and Agnes, when they were having the whole cigarette thing and they were giving each other the eyes, and she asked her, "Do I have a personality?" And then she quickly is like going to walk away, and he says, "No, you do." And I think that was the part where he reached out to her, kind of those longing, those eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is more than I thought. I thought it was just a really good moment to watch. But um, I think we talked about a lot of this, but I thought Agnes inviting Daisy to her room was also Agnes reaching out, because we've seen Daisy respond, but I like the way Agnes reached out to her, because she knew she needed her. She's like, "Look, with all this marriage stuff, I haven't been taking you under my wing like I told that lady I would. So let me do this." And it was really nice to see their growing friendship in this, because I feel like we really got to see it. Also, we get to see, I hadn't really thought about how Daisy was living, meaning that how big her room was and how, in comparison, and this is what I was talking about earlier, like how Daisy talks about her room. And her room is very normal. It just has a bed and a desk and some posters. And she talks about the bands that she likes and what they sing about. Agnes is like, really? That sounds kind of depressing in a way. That doesn't sound very great. And that's what I mean, is like things may, in our world, the real world, sure, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of growing to do, but would you give up your freedom for that? I mean, that's to me what this episode really concentrated on, was with choice, you have a lot of things that you have to do, right? You have to pay rent. You have to figure out how to survive. You have to figure out your job, your relationships. You get heartbroken if they don't work out. But then, or is it, do you want to live in Gilead where everything is taken care of? You don't have any choices. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about love and not having a spouse, and who the father of your children is going to be. And you can live in a big, beautiful house, and you can have food every day. If something uncomfortable comes up, it'll be taken care of by somebody else. But then nothing is your choice. And do you have a personality if if you go that route? Which I'm already shifting by saying all of this into the themes that we're talking about here, because we have identity and assigned roles, which is one of the ones that I saw. And that brings up that whole personality thing. Like, do you have a personality? And how do you go about uh showing your personality if it's controlled? And how Becca says that, nobody cares about what she wants. And I feel like everybody's just starting to question who they are and what Gilead assigns them. So, what themes did you see in this episode?
I definitely saw like the choice or the like illusion of choice. Like the girls are definitely in all these meetings. They're, because they're the prize hogs, so they have to be there, but they're not really given a choice. It's definitely up to their parents, and they just have to trust that their parents have their best interests at heart and hope that they pick the ones that's actually like a good like a good match. Um, and then I feel like we see like how Daisy is like choosing to work for Mayday. It feels empowering in on like one side, but on the other side, she's really just choosing that so she doesn't have to go be shipped off to Colombia.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very, I don't know, odd to me that at one point we see her in her bed, and it's after I think they've taken I think
Talia. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's after they've removed her from her bed. Like there's a scene of her in her bed and she's reciting the prayer that the Pearl Girl, like, has said to her whenever they were, I think, like, either back at the hotel or when they did like the handoff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she's already kind of like the Pearl Girls did some work on her because like she has that thing memorized and like she wasn't really religious before that, I don't think, and now that's a thing that she's using to comfort her. And like for Becca, no matter what the outcome is, it's not a thing she would have picked for herself. She wants to
Right.
leave, she wants to run away. And I think another theme was the fantasy of like what the girls are in versus the reality. Because the Pearl Girls, they are selling this polished, empowering like place where they
Mm-hmm.
value women. But we know that's not true at all. Like they don't. They,
Right.
they just control the women and all that kind of stuff. And finally, I think one of like the other big themes is fear, because I feel like we see it in every episode. Fear is one of Gilead's strongest tools. Like everybody has seen probably some type of punishment done to someone else who has like wronged anybody, and that'll keep you in line, and so that won't happen to you. Like it's such a strong motivator, and I hate to say that. And it can come in like a ton of forms. Like it's not just like, there's the fear of punishment, the fear of isolation, fear of losing your future, like
Yeah.
off of just one mistake. In the episode where they're practicing for the ball, like the one Plum, she like trips because of Paula,
Yeah.
and they're still talking about that like 2 episodes later because they go to the ball and then they're like, oh well, he's my best shot, my mom said, blah 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 blah. And so these girls are just afraid of messing up their future by doing, and it's anything, like it's not just one thing, there's a ton of things that could like screw up your future. I can't imagine. And then like you'd be surprised what like being afraid will make you do. Them pulling Talia from her bed like seemed to bother Aunt Vidala, but if she spoke out, they would just kill her as well. So
Right.
like, because like it seemed to really like there was a tear that was going down her face, and it was just like, how do you like, you've gotten to know these girls, like they look up to you, you take care of them, and you're just going to allow that guy to take her out of bed because and do God knows what to her. But hey, if it's not her, it might be me. So at least it's not me. Ugh,
I
it's
know how
terrible.
terrible it is. Terrible. I was just thinking about the moment when her and Daisy are getting their tattoos removed,
Hmm.
and how Daisy had to get a tattoo to get it removed. Can you
Thank
imagine
you.
that? It's
I
like,
can't.
we're gonna put the tattoo on you, and then you're gonna have it removed in a little bit when they take you to get it removed. Um, and she goes, and then they were like, "Oh, just remember that the pain, is basically the sin being taken away." Oh yeah, thank you. That
For sure.
helps. Yeah, that helps a lot. Um, Sorry, this is not in our themes, but I just have to bring it up. I mean, sure, it's probably part of our theme somewhere, but Hulda, because I wanted to bring up Hulda earlier in our relationship segment because her match seems almost perfect. She's the only one who seems like this is going to work out for her because the guy is young. The guy
He's
seems
cute.
excited. She seems overly excited. They are both beaming. I'm like, nothing could have worked out better than you two being together. So I'm thinking, yes, Hulda's getting it. So she's going to get, hopefully a nice life. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Ultimately, very nice. I don't think. I mean, I think it's just going to be somewhat comfortable for now, or maybe a little bit of joy because there's always something that's going to happen that's going to probably ruin that. What were you going to say?
I just have like a soft spot for her though. I think
Yeah.
because I know she's a little meek and she's,
Yeah.
all these other things, but she seems sweet and she's a child, so she doesn't deserve
Yeah.
any of that.
Yeah. Well, I think that does play into the theme that I saw, and the theme that I saw is control of image versus reality. Because things seem all great, roses and everything else, but uh, there are going to be issues somewhere along the line. Somewhere it is. What if they have a kid? And then what? Just so many things that could happen in the future. So um, that theme is throughout this episode and in their future. So Daisy's narration about Gilead hiding information, I thought that that was interesting to hear that because in there was losses in Boston, like a bunch of Gilead people were killed, but they weren't going to give that information out. Only Daisy knows that because it's was radioed to her, and she said, but I can't tell anybody because if it comes out of me, then everybody will know it's, I am it, and I'll be tortured and hung. So I'm not going to say anything. But it's interesting because, right, they keep that information so it doesn't look bad on them. And like you were saying, the Pearl Girls presenting a perfect life while violence and control are hidden underneath. And then Paula framing this marriage as comfort and a blessing, even though it's clearly about control. And then, of course, Weston hiding history that shows the truth behind his respectable power. So that's what the themes that I saw. But I would love to know what character is standing out to you in this episode.
Uh, I've got to say, I just feel for Becca so much. She's being forced into stuff she really doesn't want to do. No one's hearing her. Her best friend, who she's been a pretty good like friend to, I think, um, isn't even going to listen to her. And she's definitely like a safe space for Agnes because Agnes tells Becca about her crush, which makes her actually like I'm sure she's very conflicted about that because I do think Garth is her best option.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think that if I were her, like no offense to Agnes, but I'm not taking your feelings into consideration because
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna be with that old guy trying to get me drunk, and the other guy might give me some kind of incurable disease. Not that he, but where they're probably gonna live. 'Cause it's like real toxic, I think. Um, and then also she's just a lot more of like a cynical type person than the rest of the girls, but honestly, who could blame her? Because she's technically like an other with her being queer.
Yeah.
I feel like it's broken her like the perfect image of where she lives. And it doesn't mean that she's not going to go along with it because she doesn't have a choice, but she's like not like the wool's no longer over her eyes, and I think it's got to be really hard and another way to like isolate her from the rest of like her group. So she's got like two things where she's, more aware, I think, than the other girls. I just want her to be happy.
No, me too. I did enjoy Becca this episode. Daisy was in so much of this episode. I really do like when we see Daisy, and I thought we saw tension with her character and interrogation and emotional control. But I do want to bring up Garth because we saw a kinder, more thoughtful side than before when he is sitting down with Becca's parents and the things that he says. He could make himself not very appealing, I guess, right? Because he might say, you know what, I don't want to be chosen because it'll just, I don't need to get into that. But no, he says, like, I know that maybe I don't make as much money, but I really will make a comfortable life for her. And I don't know, he just made it sound like this is my humble beginning, but man, I have her best interest at heart. I'll keep her faith going. I'll be really good at that. And I thought, wow. And then she even smiles. So something about it makes her happy. So it brings some joy to her. So I'm with you that, yeah, her other two choices are not feasible. And I hope that her parents see that too. I really do. Oh, the one thing, did you notice? I'm sure you did. When Commander McKenzie didn't like the first guy, and he's all, oh my God, that guy's insufferable. And you see Agnes, like she's beaming. She's like, yes, Dad, you got my back, right? Which I thought, yeah, it made me like him, Mackenzie even more because I'm like, yeah, see, he does have Agnes's, he wants the best for his daughter. I mean, the
What do
best
you
that can be.
yeah, In this episode, I have two things. I wonder what Garth did to get promoted. Have they said what he did? Maybe it was just like him being on the bus or
Other than the
something.
bus, that's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of is the bus.
And then they also were like I guess his dad was a commander or something. They were like, oh, like your dad was a like so I don't know if maybe his dad was in Handmaid's Tale or something, but they did make mention of his dad in
Oh,
this
I
episode. So I don't know
okay.
why.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I'm glad
Hmm
you did. Maybe that is something, right?
or maybe it was in might have been in the episode of the ball. I was rewatching that earlier
Yeah.
today while I was like doing
Ah.
whatever. And I feel like they're like in the car and they're like on their way back or something. And Commander Mackenzie says, like, oh, heard you're going to be made commander in a few weeks. And he says, yeah. He's like, oh, like something about his dad uh, and living up to his name. So I don't know. Maybe we'll
Okay.
get more of that.
Yeah, hope so.
Hmm
All right, let's get back to our question of the day, which is what part of Gilead's perfect life pitch do you think would tempt people most?
So I thought it might be at least two things. I feel like having like a physical like security, because Gilead is marketed as a place where bad things happen or don't happen to the good godly people.
Mhm.
And they talk about how like the streets are clean and there's all, and you get houses and things like that. And for someone who's unhoused, probably that's a huge like perk. And then the other thing was belonging, as I feel like being in Gilead at a most like it offers an instant community and an elevated status as being a daughter of Gilead, which can be a powerful like, draw for someone who feels invisible or discarded, um, which I hate because like that's manipulative.
Yeah. Like I said, I found it very surprising the way that they sold it. And I
hmm
thought that everything they brought up sounded appealing. Like,
hmm
oh, we'll give you a shower. That sandwich you're eating, we can give you spaghetti. And um, just, you don't have to make all these choices. You can have comfort. We value women. Women are valued where we're at. No, but still, if you're like, you know, vulnerable, that sounds appealing and good. And so I felt like their recruitment pitch really worked with comfort and safety and belonging and being taken care of. But I think that the key here was when she says, Daisy says, oh, I know that I knew there was like a
That was a
catch.
catch.
Yeah,
Yep.
there was a catch. She goes, I knew there was a catch. And they're like, oh no, we just want to pray with you. And then she's like, oh shit, they're praying for me. And I think that was like the fact that these girls were like, we care about you so much that
hmm
you're never going to be alone. Like you always have us to support you. And I think that was it. It's like you feel valued and not alone. And I think that's where they get people. I'm like, oh my gosh. But we know that that's all so fake and so many people fall for it. And I think that's why it just is so scary and frustrating and maddening that
hmm
this happens. So, okay, oh my gosh, friends out there, I don't know. What do you think? We would love to know what part of Gilead's perfect life pitch do you think would tempt people the most? We would love to know. You can leave us a comment wherever you're listening or watching us. You can even go to our social media and leave us a comment there, or you can call us because we would love that. And our phone number is 669-223-8542, which can be found in our show notes. All right. What are you looking forward to in the next episodes, Sam?
Ooh, what am I looking forward to? Hmm. I want to know what happens after, like, I don't know, I just want to know who they're all going to be, like, matched with. But I also want to know if they talk about what happened to Talia. I'm just curious if they, like, if that's, like, a, thing that's mentioned in passing. Hmm. What are you looking forward to?
I really want to see more of Agnes and Garth. because I just want to know, are they going to sneak around a little bit? Or is maybe when he picks her up and takes her somewhere? I don't know. I want to see more of that. I also want to see if Becca gets chosen with Garth. And I know that's not going to be good for Agnes, but it's going to be good for Becca. And I'm sorry, I do want to see that. I do want to see more of Vidalia, Aunt Vidalia, and see what happens there. I don't know what's going to happen between Weston and Agnes because I'm pretty sure he's going to be the one that they pick.
Probably
And we'll
because
see it. Yeah.
Paula was very excited about that match.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mm.
we'll see. Friends out there, stay tuned for the next week when we break down episode 8. But we have TV and movie recommendations for you. Sam, please share with us what you've been watching.
So I've been watching La Brea. It's a Netflix TV show right now, but it came out in 2021, probably on like ABC or something. And it's bonkers, but I kind of really like it. It's essentially like a sinkhole opens up in like La Brea, and all these people get transported back to 10,000 BC, and like shenanigans ensue, and it's a whole thing, and there's time travel and fun stuff.
I didn't know it was that time. I didn't know they travel. I knew it was something like that, but I didn't realize
Yeah,
that they went back to then.
yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then I've been watching, it's a series on HBO called Hollywood Demons. It's in the second like season, and each episode talks about like a dark part of Hollywood. So the one I just
Ooh,
watched was about the dark parts of Saved by the Bell and what happened to the like the stars and stuff like that. There was one on the dad from the Seventh Heaven TV show, Stephen Collins. He's a
yeah.
huge pedophile. Um,
Oh my
and it's not
gosh.
just like pedo stuff, like there's other things.
Yeah.
But it's just like just interesting. There's the one of like the better ones was it talks about the Iron Claw. There was like the family
Oh yeah.
that they were all wrestlers, and it tells like the real
Wait,
story
have you
of
seen the
like
movie?
no, and it's not accurate. They
I love
combined
the
two of the
movie.
brothers. They made the
Yeah.
dad out to be like mean, and he wasn't. So the documentary was really good. Because there were six brothers, five brothers, and
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
like one like is left. They all died in like tragic
Yeah.
ways. Um,
I love that movie, by the way. I do love
I've
that
never
movie.
seen it.
It's really good. It made me cry, and it was one of my favorite movies of that year that it came out. I really like that movie. Anyway, go ahead. All right. So I have a couple of ones I want to share. One, I watched the Bear entitled Gary episode, one episode. And I will say it started off a little bit like, okay, this is a bros on the road. Okay, okay, okay. But you have to stick through the ending. It was so heartbreaking just because you know these characters, you know Richie, you know Mikey, and it's just more insight, and it's really, yeah, it's just heart, really get your heart. And that's what I love about the show. Even though it can be comedic, it can be lighthearted, it really is tragic too. And that really gets you. It's really gut wrenching. And so it's a really good standalone episode. And John Berthal, okay, I'm sorry. Since The Walking Dead, I've been a fan of his, and everything that he does, he's so good. And in this monologue, I think he's going to get another Emmy nod. I really do. It's so freaking good. So just know that it's a really good
Did
episode.
did he get an Emmy for being in like other episodes of The Bear?
Yeah, he got nominated. I don't know if he won, but he did
Mm.
get nominated. Okay, Running Point. I told you I was going to watch it. I've only seen 2 episodes because I've just been so busy with everything, but it's so funny. It's so funny. It's like silly funny. It's just so fun to watch. They're not very long, so you just want a really good show. It's with Kate Hudson, running a basketball team. She kind of got her older brother was doing drugs and was doing this stuff, and he gets kind of booted out and she has to take over. It's just a really fun watch. So it's good. But I do want to bring up Outlander, which I have been watching. It's in the final season, this penultimate episode. There's only 1 episode left of this long running series, and it's so good. And I can't believe it's going to be over. I'm going to be really sad, but check it out if you haven't seen Outlander. And it's the whole time travel thing. For people that don't know it. And it's romance and wars and just all of the stuff, traveling back like 200 years back. And then for movies, I watched two, and one was Send Help on Hulu. Did you watch it, Sam?
No, it looks fun though.
Oh my gosh, it is fun. It's so many moments are horrific or gross, but then they're also like hilarious. Like some horrible stuff happened, and then we started busting up laughing. It was me, my son, and his girlfriend. And me and his girlfriend were laughing, and my son says, "This almost seems comical." And we're like, "It is a horror comedy. It's funny." I mean,
Dark comedy.
it's not like funny like everything's ha ha ha, but there's moments that you do have to do ha 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 because it's a really good movie though. It's fun to watch. And then I also watch Greenland Migration. It's on HBO, and if you watched, that's with Gerard Butler, and if you watch the original, this is an extension of that. Comet ending the world, and it's just, apocalypse, post-apocalypse. So it's about him getting his family to safety. And so I just watched that last night. That is what I've been watching. Thank you, Sam, for your recommendations and especially your insight on a great TV series like The Testaments. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, as always. It's always a pleasure. I love talking with you and hearing like what like stuck out to you, because then that makes me think about stuff, and it's
Yeah.
just really fun.
I agree. I love it. I love hearing your take on it. Also, and just learning things and just being able to get answers. And also, maybe we both have like the same questions sometimes, like, oh,
Hmm.
what about this? So it's just great. And then just the history of with The Handmaid's Tale. So, and bringing those things to light. So, thank you again. Friends out there, thank you for joining us. We hope we gave you some insight, some thoughts, something to think about. Please reach out to us on anything you have to add on this episode. Otherwise, keep watching, keep exploring, and keep those screens in focus. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.